Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Saiyan Pop channel. We are here with another video. We are going to be talking about the top cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to be talking about the top 8 cards that came out with set 15. Why 8? Because 8 is the number that I found, so I managed to squeeze 8 in. And I think these 8 cards are pretty good to the format. They are pretty good stable cards, so we are going to be talking about them today. But we have to put in some rules for the selection. Some of the rules here are it has to be a general cards that most decks can be used. So for example, if you're playing a certain color, you should be able to use that card. If it's tied to a certain leader and it's powerful, I don't think that is a card that I would select because the usage is just so niche, right? So we are just going to be using powerful cards, but they are also not tied to a leader and they are just general. So without further ado, let us go and talk about my first choice. My first choice, it is going to be King Vegeta Invasions Command. This Unison card comes out at 3 cores at 19k. Not very aggressive because if you're swinging at 19, it makes not too much difference whether you're swinging at 19 or you're swinging at 15. So your opponent can defend at 20. And but what the power of this card actually comes from the +1 activate main. You get to choose one of your opponent's can or one of their battle cards ignoring barrier and place it in this drop area. I really don't think that a +1 should be that powerful. Think about it, you're the one who choose, and if you have nothing on the board, you can choose one of your opponent's card, not that he choose. You choose. That makes a lot of difference because it takes the choice out of your opponent and introduce the meta, the whole thing about RNG. And if you take out some of the cards that he needs, that is so good for you. 19k, let's be real, your opponent has to swing at 20 just to take a marker off. This is a +1. The only thing that kind of prevents this card from being good is that at 3 costs there is this Dark Broly, which is taking the whole because the meta it's a little bit slower, hand destruction it's up there. It's just taking the meta by storm. Except for that card, I think this is also a very good contender if you want to play. So this card takes one of my choices for one of the very good cards that came out in set 15. Also, the SPR and the USR itself, they are pretty cheap. So if you are out there and you were thinking of picking up this card, I already picked up my playset. Go ahead, highly recommend it. My second choice, it is going to be Vegeta Omnipotent Elite. This card, when you take the first glance of it, it might not seem that amazing, but if you really just look into it, this card, it's very, very good for the amount of energy that you are going to be committed to pay for it. It has the SR version, SPR version, both artwork looks so good, and also for just 2 energy, it is a 16k. Being a blocker, this is very, very important because there's a big difference between a 15k blocker and a 16k blocker. That 1k, it's gonna help your card stay alive and stay on the board just a little bit longer. So for 2 energy, what do you get? This card, if your opponent matches a certain criteria, you can use it as a energy without the energy exhaust. Dual attack blocker, you can swing 2 times, and when you play him, you get to draw a card, and also once per turn if your leader is green at the end of the turn. Or when you activate the blocker skill, switch this card to active mode. So this card, instead of just drawing you a card, you can swing 2 times, making full use of his dual attack, and then you can use him as a 2 times blocker. This is not like crazy good, but if you think about it, this is just a 2 cost and it's a 16k that has the ability to help you to fix your energy if it's fulfills a certain criteria. I think this card is really good. Next one, we are going to be talking about black card. Finally, we do have a free counter attack, counter play card that is coming out for black, because with Series 10, blue, red, yellow, green, they all have their free counter plays, amazing counter plays, counter attack cards. Black doesn't have it. But finally, we have one. It is going to be Ultimate minus Energy Powerball. This card, I've seen it in action. It is really good because counter attack, it does not negate the attack, but you have the ability to choose one of your opponent's battle cards card 15k or less, ignoring barrier and send it to warp, right? You can choose not to pay a energy cost if you just have a black Unison in play. For black, it is just so easy because black has so many 1-cost Unison card, and activate main, activate battle. You can actually use this card and give your some of your battle card or leader card the extra 15k if you want to, all right? But this is the free, it's not the activate main and activate battle. The free only counts with the counter attack, all right? So take note of that. Just for 1 cost, just for the artwork and stuff, I give this card one of the sport in my top 8. We are going to be talking about Unison again. It is going to be Heat Battlefield Manipulator. This card, I know when it came out, a lot of people talk about it. I'm going to say it again. The artwork for this set is just amazing. But you know, usually we have seen so many of this thing coming out. Like when you have just paying 2 energy, a Unison card that has a +1 that just draws you 1 extra card is just so good. But if we just take a look at its -1 ability, you tap 2, he has a very unique ability only to hit card, because we saw this so many times with all this hit boss monster, but now it comes in the form of a Unison. Just do a -1, tap 2 energy, you flip your opponent back. If your opponent is awakened, just flip it back. But take note, please don't use it on a search leader unless you're going in for the game, because they cannot search. But if you are not going in for the game, please don't use this ability on the search leader. They are going to have 2 extra cards to do their devastating effect at the other side again. Alright, so this is my pick for one of the sports. I think this is sport number 4. So we are at halfway point. It's going to be Hit Battlefield Manipulator. We are going to be talking about, maybe it's going to be my favorite card of this set. It is going to be SS2 Kevlar Lightning Speed. This card is just simply amazing. Amazing artwork. I know I've been talking about artwork all the time, but you know, this is something that I really like about Dragon Ball Super card game and set 15. The card designers, the graphics designers really did not disappoint. This card itself is just simply amazing, because if you are playing this card, your opponent cannot go all in on you. The reason is because her arrival ability, when she arrives on the board, you choose one of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, take that card and put it underneath their, and you bottom deck it. So if they try to commit to you, swing with their battle card and they go in for the game, you arrival and that battle card, it's gone. Alright, and this one, activate main, more than just that, it does not have just a come into play effect, it does have an activate main effect. And the activate main effect is this: you choose one card, you discard it, and this card gains dual attack. But if you choose the same card and you discard it, you draw 2 cards and you choose one of your opponent's card, so including energy, that you can switch it to rest mode. The longer she stays on the board, she is just so difficult to use. Couple this together with the Kevlar Search Leader that allows you to pick 3 multicolor cards back into your hand. You could just recycle this ability again and again, turn after turn, and you're just going to be drawing 2 cards. It becomes a 30k double strike, and it is also a blocker. Wow, this card really has a lot going for it. We are moving to yellow next, and my first pick, it is going to be Forbidden Power. This is a counter attack. It does not negate the attack, but if your opponent swing with their Unison card or their swing with their leader card, you can just tap 1, play this card, and your opponent can only attack with battle card once more per turn. So I think it is just a really good card. It is a good floodgate that you don't have to take the card from your hand and discard it. So basically this is just a -1, and it is not a dead card in your hand if you don't want to use the counter attack ability, because you can tap 1, do a 1+, you can do a 10k combo on top of whichever yellow card that you pick. However, on top of that, you can also choose one of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, and switch it to rest mode. So this is a very highly defensive card that could stop floodgate, but also can take a target out and prevent them from swinging. It is very flexible. I think that's what this card shines, and the whole idea of not allowing, you do not need to take 1 card and put it into a drop area, I think it's what really elevates this card to be one of the, I think, the good cards that came out in set 15. If we want to talk about a good yellow defensive card that is splashable in almost yellow decks, let us talk about Son Goku's Steadfast Assistant. So it has a counterplay ability that the battle card being played in rest mode because it is played in a counterplay timing, it ignores barrier, and additionally you get to draw a card. Additionally, this is a 0+5k blocker. You said, hey Sensu Pop, this is a 3 cost, it is not that good. However, permanent, when you activate this card counter skills from your hand, reduce the energy cost of by 1 for each yellow extra card in your battle area, in your energy area, and in your drop area. So basically this is just something that you're going to play for 1 cost. So for 1 cost, what are you be getting? Once again, the battle card being played is played in rest mode, you draw a card and you have a 5k blocker on the board. I think this card is really good because seriously, if you think about it, this is just going to be a 1 cost no matter how you spin it. Alright, so this card has been raised. People have started to see how powerful this card is. So this card itself has slowly been rising in cost. If I want to say like one of the best cards to come out from this set, I would say Kevlar, this card, and also one of the SCRs. For my number 8th and final pick, I am going to be reserving this spot for what I think it is one of the most powerful card, if not the most powerful card that do come out in set 15. Unfortunately, many people also agrees. Unfortunately, this card is also super rare, and unfortunately, this card has also become very, very expensive. Unfortunately, also, I do not have a good image of this card. I was unable to find it, so I'm just going to be showing you here. Sorry for a little bit flexing. This is going to be Pawn Time Petrol Maiden, my number 8th and final pick for the most powerful card that comes out in set 15. This card is highly splashable because it is black. You can play it in any single color if you want to, so you can play it in any single deck. One of the things powerful about this card is that the counter attack, it just says that your opponent cannot attack with battle cards for the duration of the turn, so it does not negate the attack. But if they swing with their leader first, you just play this card and your opponent cannot attack it anymore. What is the cost of this card? The cost is actually 8, but for every single battle card in play, it is reduced by 2. Take note, it says that it is not your battle card, it just says for any battle card in play. So technically, if you and your opponent has 4 battle cards in play, this card it's 0. So basically it comes down 0. Your opponent cannot be attacking with battle cards for the duration of the turn. It buys you a turn, and more than just that, you are able to swing with it at 40k. If not, you can just tap 1, remove this card from the game, and then you choose one of your opponent's battle card and you gain control of it. If your opponent does have barrier, that is good. However, it does not have an energy cost compared to the Maiden's extra card, right? The Maiden's extra card is 7 or less, but it is activate battle, so that has the surprise factor. But this lady does not have it. It is activate main, so your opponent can see it coming. It is not game ending, but you can steal any of the battle cards without any repercussion. So take note of that. This lady itself has a very powerful defensive ability. Basically, used in the right condition, buys you a turn. You don't have to pay an energy cost, you don't have to discard a card, and when it comes back to your turn, this lady on the board, you can swing with 40k or tap 1, take one of your opponent's battle card, and potentially end the game. Hey guys, we have come to the end of this video. What do you think about my choices? Do you agree? Do you not agree? If there is some cards that I missed that you think that I should take a look to be one of the contenders for a really good card in set 15, put it down in the comment section. Take note, the card has to be splashable. I've been thinking about Gigantic Meteoroid. I play Broly. I really love that card. That card is simply amazing. It has board removal. It can swing really hard, but unfortunately it is tied to a mono red Saiyan leader, so I've decided not to include that card. So if there is a card that is splashable that is not included in my option, feel free, let me know down in the comment section. If you agree or if you disagree with some of my choices, let me know down in the comment section also. If you enjoyed this video, I really appreciate it. You can give this video a like, subscribe if you want to support me and the channel. If you're looking for TCG products, check out maniapacks.com, link down in the description. Use my discount code SENSU for 5% off all your purchases. Alright, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy playing the Dragon Ball Super card game. I hope you're okay. See you guys in the next video.